Well, I think the unique opportunity that RIPS gives is that you do get to experience a portion of what industry feels like and a portion of what maybe academia would feel like.
Industry research as opposed to academic research is much more results oriented, and they move a lot faster than academic research does.
You really get the aspect of like having an actual job where you're working for a company, which I feel like I never got to experience.
It's kind of like show me a sort of middle path you can pursue.
I would love to pursue, for example, like a business career and staying in the STEM meanwhile.
The idea of working really on a team of your peers is something that RIPS has that other RUs and other research programs like it just don't. I had done a little bit of undergraduate research, but that primarily was just, me working with a mentor and doing a project by myself, more or less. And RIPS gave me the first experience of working on a team and being able to interact with others and bounce ideas off of people. And that was just such an incredibly valuable experience because, as I went to graduate school and did my postdoc and now I'm running a lab, I realized how much of a team effort science is and how important it is to be able to talk to people that not only work on exactly the same thing that you do, but that come from diverse backgrounds. Not only how important it is, but how much fun it can be and how much you can learn from doing things like that. If you have applied and you're excited about learning and you're excited about math and you're excited about applying math to real-world problems, there's no preparation really. Just like kind of come and be ready to have fun and learn. I have made so many connections and friends here that it's always nice to come back and remember it. And honestly, any chance that I have to celebrate RIPS, I'll do it.
You don't know what team you're going to be a part of once you find out you've been accepted and you accept your offer. You find out about 2 weeks before the start of the date. So what they do is they send out some of the project. They sent out like a 2-sentence summary for each project, ask you to rate them.
It's definitely not a toy problem, I'll say that.
No, this is a real actual problem. So we don't want to mess it up and we want to do it justice.
The problem which we're solving is much more complex and has nuances to it.
Today we'll be presenting on multi-fidelity modeling for rarefied gas kinetics.
Surrogate modeling investigation of scientific applications with neural networks.
Benchmarking quantum chemistry circuits.
Well, our main project is basically to implement a Gauss-Markov model on the GPS ephemeris and clock errors.
So part of our project has been building models and evaluating models that look at compounds that could be proposed drugs and just tries to determine chemical properties about them, which I guess would help before anyone had to even look at them or try them, see if they might be poisonous or something like that. The project we're working on, at least, definitely has a pretty important use. It's in particular it's about locating a certain spacecraft that'll be orbiting the moon.
To me, the RIPS project didn't feel like a job. I mean, to me it was really an exciting research project. I really grew as a researcher. There are rigorous, interesting, exciting mathematical problems, but they are also deeply connected to real-world problems where you can really make an impact. One thing about RIPS is that there are 8 or 9 different teams going on, working on all kinds of different projects, and they're all quite different and all exciting, and it really exposes you to all the exciting different problems and areas that you might want to go into. I think the most important thing is enthusiasm and being excited about spending your summer doing research. 2 students of mine have already attended RIPS, one of them this year, and they had a great time. So, that's been really rewarding to see them enjoy RIPS, just as I had.
I expected, I guess, everyone to be like research focused, very research focused. and like all they did was do research, but I was really happy to find that there's a really big sense of community here.
I'm not gonna lie, like before coming here, I was kind of like scared of having of meeting a bunch of just introverted nerds.
Yeah, I think when you're around a lot of introverts, you're more extroverted.
Sometimes it feels like, there's people that I meet here that definitely we've had like very similar thoughts and experiences in general, which is really, really cool.
People are definitely very welcoming here. I felt like I've never not felt completely at ease and completely like happy with everyone here.
We have a certain number of hours we put into doing it, and then people want to be able to spend their time while like being productive, while doing the research, doing it. And then when they get off, they want to be able to go and like be able to relax and spend a little bit of free time meeting the people, talking to people.
People here have sort of an initiative to like really get along and socialize for the time they have.
On the weekends, we'd often like go out and hang out or like play games, and I just really like how like it feels with like everyone else around here.
Like I match energy with a lot of girls here, and also like guys. We vibe, we work out, we spend like good time together, and I was not expecting that.
We have a lot of planners that had a list of to-do things that they wanted to do, so that was really nice. I love the beach, just being on the beach.
So we went to like Santa Monica Beach, that was really nice. Also went to Beverly Hills. Where else did we go? I know some of the groups went hiking. That was also very fun. I didn't go though.
Everything is taken care of, like there's no worries or stresses, honestly. Yeah. So on the weekend it's just like, we can go do what we want to do.
My first experience with RIPS was in 2002 when I was an undergraduate student at UCLA Applied Math Department, and I got into RIPS, and that was really a turning point for me. This is when I decided I really liked what I did that summer. I wanted to do more of that. I think it was a super educational experience for me. IPAM in general was a great environment to be during the summer, and not just working on your project, but seeing other projects and seeing other people and seeing other students. These are all obviously top students that were selected through a very rigorous process. As a graduate student, I returned to RIPS as a mentor for the Aerospace Corporation in 2006. Years later, when I started looking for a job, I wrote back to RIT, I wrote back to HRL, I wrote back to the Aerospace Corporation, and it was something to start the conversation. I think that I'm doing an impactful work at Aerospace, working for national defense, especially as an immigrant. I don't know how my life would have turned out if I chose a different path, but I think the path that I chose worked out so far.
I heard about RIPS on a website, and it was the only internship that I wanted to apply for.
Most math REUs are like NSF funded, which is like the National Science Foundation, and I think the funding is normally not geared towards international students.
This was the only REU-like thing that I found in the US that was eligible for international students to apply for. The deadline was like February, but I wasn't really thinking about it much in February because the deadline for summer stuff in the UK is like April.
My plan for like the next year or two is to apply to grad schools, and I was looking for some solid research experience.
Being part of a very prestigious research internship for undergrads and abroad and in Los Angeles is really life-changing.
I wanted to see what life was like in America, but more broadly it was to see the kind of culture of college here.
You're gonna get out of your comfort zone, you're gonna be homesick, you're going to be learning a lot, you're going to be growing as a person.
I'm definitely more likely to come to grad school here now than I was at the start of the project.
The unique aspect of RIPS is that you get to work with an industry mentor and you get to have this really tangible, kind of immediate understanding of what your work is doing in the world. I did my undergraduate in applied mathematics and biology, and I always knew that I wanted to do work that took all of these really interesting mathematical concepts and then applied them to real world phenomena to understand the natural world. And I found that RIPS, more than anything else, gave me that kind of in a very, very immediate way, because we got to talk with industry sponsors, understand how the work that we were doing was having a real world impact right away, not just, sometime possibly in the future. My academic mentor helped me with the graduate school application process and later with the postdoc application process, and we've kept in touch, and whenever I have any kind of issues with students myself, I still can be in touch with her and ask, hey, do you have any advice on this? Because she was a fantastic mentor and I'd like to learn from that. And on the other end of it, I think a lot of the people in my year and in subsequent years who chose to go into industry found that RIPS was a really unique aspect in that regard, because they were able to have an industry mentor who did the same thing for them, whereas in other REUs, you'd only have the option of going in the academic path.
Programming experience is probably the most crucial skill you would need here.
Coding is really important, like everything we do incorporates coding.
So I think if I hadn't known any Python going into this would have been very difficult.
We're doing a lot of Python coding, and we're learning a lot about stochastic processes, which is a type of probability process.
I didn't have any chemical background coming in, and so there's a lot of intuition, I think, that people who get what's going on in chemistry would probably have that would have been helpful for what I've been doing.
Some of them brought CS skills, I brought leadership skills, some math skills.
I noticed I was the kind of mathematical thinking kind of person in the groups.
A really important soft skill, especially with my group, is communication, working together, because research is not like homework or tests at school. You're working together, you're discussing the problem.
Teamwork, trying to communicate, trying to let go of your ego. A lot of personality traits have changed in me. Having more patience, having to I believe RIPS is not all about just research. It's generally also about growing as a person, becoming the best version of yourself. I know it may sound cheesy, but generally that's what happened to me, and that's what I'm seeing, that's what I'm witnessing right now.